Am I audible, Mr.
Yeah, slightly
I'm
louder if you
audible?
can increase.
Yeah,
You are
confirm.
audible, but if you can increase the volume slightly,
Okay.
it will be better.
Sure. So, what I yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So, is this volume fine? I'm
yes,
audible
yes.
now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, great opportunity. Really, it was great, and I was really thinking about it that what to talk to. Because we have been into financial industry, talking a lot about finances and other things. But when I came to know that a lot of youngsters are going to join, it was really a challenge. Since we have grown, I'm 40 plus now. I'm 20 years experience into financial industry and all. It was very difficult for me to just go back to my college days and just evangelize what emotions I was going through. So what when I was discussing with you, I actually was thinking about what was I feeling when I was in 20s, when I was out of my MBA and MCA and all those things. So I know times have changed, but so it was a challenge for these guys. I mean, youngsters, how to address them. But one thing which I've learned from my experience, and aging is something you would know only when you age, right? So there are some basic things that won't change forever, right? So 20 years back also there was the same fundamentals, same basic, I mean, foundation stones for success, same remains till date, right? So I just based my presentation based on those founding stones of success. That's the reason we named this session. So let me discuss with you all few. I'll be sharing the PPT. Few of the experiences what I'll be sharing with you all. You all can add to it with your own experience. You can. Uh, Mr. Sajjuk, can you just tell me, is the PPT available, visible?
Yeah, it is visible, but very light, means it's not coming clear.
Yeah.
It's not very clear.
Uh, PPT, just I have mentioned welcome on the screen.
Yeah,
Is
that
it
welcome can't be
visible?
read properly. You'll have to
Okay.
reshare it.
Okay. So I'll just do it. Just a second. Bear with me, sir. So friends, just to discuss with you all a few very important things. So first thing, just your youngsters out of your college into your career. So one basic thing that we all think about when we are out in the it's called out in the jungle, out of college and all. It's the corporate world. We complicate our dreams a lot, and we think, okay, it is it has to be some if I want to have six packs, there has to be some protein powder that will help me get six packs. There has to be some specific instructors, specific gym instructor who will help me get my six pack. If I want to be a I want to start a business, there has to be a lot of support from external, a lot of money, a lot of external factors that would help me set up my business. So you can see a guy who is 103 years old. So if I want to be a marathon runner, so I need some guidance. I need some external factors that would help me. I want to be best cricketer. I want to be IS officer or an army officer. All these are dreams, right? Everybody has a dream. These sorts of dreams, and a lot of times during when we start our journey towards one of these dreams, we think that people who achieve this, they have some factors, right? Some external factors. But friends, just to tell you, you talk to any successful person in this world, anybody, you talk to them, they will come up with very basic, simple things. Right? It is very simple. So they will we interact with all these people. You talk to Virat Kohli, you talk to anybody who has got who's a nice body, nice shape, or anybody who's a successful businessman. You talk to them, and they'll come up with very simple things. Okay, discipline is required. I had a dream. I was working very hard. All these basic things. So this we realize very late that everything, achieving every dream is simple. It's not complex. It's very simple. We make it complex by sometimes setting wrong example, seeing wrong example, sometimes attributing our failures to external factors, and sometimes thinking that okay, this didn't work for me. So I was doing a seminar for youngsters, all young guys, and there was another seminar for all the guys who were 40 years old. So classic difference what I found between these two crowds. A 40 plus people who had not achieved something in their life, they were blaming all the external factors. I didn't achieve because of politics. I didn't achieve because of my family background. I didn't achieve something because of the pressure, the society, the other. When I was interacting with all these guys who were in MBA colleges, they were coming up with something very interesting factors. No, I can do this. I can do that. Happens right now. You are in that frame of mind that you know success is internal. You can do it, right? By the time you cross, I mean, 20, 30 years, when you see the real life scenario, a lot of negativity is creeping, and then you start blaming others. So first message I would like to give you is that understand, friends, success is just a byproduct of your internal thing. It is not external. You can't blame external factors for your success or failure. They do impact, but your success or your failure is entirely your internal matter. It depends entirely on you. Whatever you want to achieve, you can, and no external factors is going to help you in that. It is entirely going to do that, right? So, so there is a very famous book. You will have to be a very good reader if you want to be a good leader. There's a very famous book. You must have a lot of people, a lot of you must have read that book, Stephen Covey, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. So he mentions it very clearly. There are two circles in our life. One is a circle of concern, one is circle of influence. So circle of concern is an external area that is we are concerned about this, that this might happen, right? India might win a test match. It is external. I might not get the right government. That is external. I can't control it. Whereas circle of influence is that I what is under my control. I can go and do something. If I am concerned about who is going to form the government, that is my area of concern. But area of influence is just giving a vote. If I'm concerned about something, lot of dirt in my society, if I'm concerned about lot of garbage in my society, that is my concern. What is under my influence? Just go pick up broom and clean it, right? So there are two distinct areas: area of concern and area of influence. A lot of time what we do, we spend a lot of time in the area of concern which is not under our control, and we forget, and that reduces our area of influence. Suppose you have in a day you have 15 hours. Suppose, I mean, leaving your sleeping and everything, you have 15 hours in a day, and you spend 8 hours just thinking about the areas, problems, and other things. You are left with 7 hours. Now if you focus more on what is under your control and less on what is the concern, if you reduce the time spent on the concern, you will have more productive time. So the point I want to emphasize here is that you can influence only through your circle of influence. That is the only thing you have to focus on. Don't focus on circle of concern. So what happens, he further explains it like this, Mr. Covey. He says there are two behaviors we exhibit. One is proactive and one is reactive. So proactive is like of influence. So eventually everybody's concern is, everybody thinks about reducing the circle of concern. I have to reduce all my concerns in a life. So there are two ways to reduce it. One is I should focus on my influence area, my circle of influence, or I can focus on the circle of concern. There are two ways I can reduce my circle of concern. So if you're proactive, you take owners and you start working towards it. So then what happens? Your efforts goes into the area of circle of influence, and your circle of influence increases. You are more productive, and that eventually reduces the circle of concern. That reduces your concern in your life. Whereas a lot of people, a lot of us who are reactive, who see there is a problem and then we react to it, that means we are focusing more on the problems in our life. The more you focus, so it's like you all are young guys. I mean, the more you focus, results will be, the area you focus more, result will be more there. So if you focus more on the area of concern, circle of concern, that will increase and that would reduce your circle of influence. So as I said, if you have got 15 hours in a day, if you spend 10 hours thinking about the problems, you will be reduced to just 5 hours of effective work. If you spend 10 hours of working, you'll be reduced with just 5 hours of uh, your concern. So the point is that if you want to influence something, if you want to change something, the thing you have to focus is your internal influencing behavior, your internal proactive focus. You have to think about yourself only. Anything can be achieved, anything, whatever you want to do in your life, it is entirely your internal. Don't blame it on external factors. That is a very common alibi we do. If we don't achieve anything, we just blame it on external factors. So you have to be first thing, in this phase of life, you have to be clear about the fact that whatever happens in your life, it is because of you. You have to be responsible and accountable for your life. Don't help anybody else. Take a decision, and it is you who will be shaping your life. Don't depend upon external factors, and don't blame also. You may give credit bits and pieces, but credit also goes to you only, right? So this is the point I wanted to set the context in the beginning. So how this happens, right? How this happens? So when you go in this real world, when you step in for some purpose in your life, so there your real journey starts. What you are thinking, what is your purpose, whatever you're doing, that purpose has to be set very, very, very clear. Ian Gray mentions it's not your strength that holds you to the purpose, but the strength of the purpose itself. So if your purpose is very strong, then you'll be strong. So be clear about what purpose you are setting. By purpose, I mean goal. So if your purpose is strong, goal is a byproduct of purpose. So why you want to do something? That why has to be very clear. A lot of times we focus on how I have to be successful. I have to read, I have to study. How I can be how I can have a nice body. I can do exercise. But why you want to have nice shape? You want to stay healthy. Why you want to be a cricketer? You love it. Why you want to be an IS officer? You love this public services. Whatever. And then why has to be clear. And once that why is strong enough, and guys, while setting this purpose, that means I'm talking about why. Once you set this clear in your life, that will drive you towards that. So this setting of why in your life is very important at this stage. It is very, very, very important, and that is applicable everywhere. Be it your financial decision, be it your family purpose, be it your professional life, anywhere. That why you want to do something, that is very, very important. That sets the purpose, and if it is very strong, that will drive you towards it, and you'll do everything towards it. So any successful person you talk to them, they would be having a very, very strong why in their life. Purpose would be very strong in their life. You have to be very careful when you are setting this why in your life. And I'll give you a very famous example. You can find it in Google also. There's a study about in Harvard University. So in 1979, what happened? There were a group of Harvard graduates. So on their final day, they were asked a very simple question. All the Harvard students were asked some very simple questions on goal setting. They were asked, how many of you have your goals set and how many of you have written it? So Harvard guys, right? Harvard graduates. So they were just seeing a glorious career outside this campus. They were sure that they would be placed somewhere, some very good company. They would be having a bright future. Those guys were asked this question: how many of you have your goals clear, set your goals, and how many of you have written it? So, to their surprise, they found that 84%, 84% of the entire class had not set any goals. 84% of the entire class had no goals in their life. They have not set it, right? 13% had said, okay, we have set goals, but don't have concrete plans, uh, or we have set written goals. We have not actually written it and placed it somewhere. Right, 13% were those categories, and 3% said we have written goals and we have plans to it, how to achieve it. So 84% were just like flowing with the river, with the time. They said we are passing out from Harvard, so something good will happen, and let's see what life gives us. No goals, no return, nothing. 13% had said we had set some written goals, but no concrete plan. So not sure about it. And 3% had very clarity in their mind that this is my written goal, this I have to achieve, and these are the plans how I have to go to it. Now the study didn't finish here. The study was taken forward 10 years down the line. So 1979, this study was done, and 1989, same set of people were again surveyed. And to the surprise, these people who had set the goals but didn't have any concrete plan how to achieve it, they were making twice as money as 84% people who had no goals at all. So these people, 13% people who had set the goals but didn't have any concrete plan to achieve. So it was just in the back of their mind. They had some. I have to do this. I have to do that. Maybe somewhere they have written. May not be very frequent visitor to their goal, but they had it in the back of mind. So, but they were earning twice as much as the average salary of this 84% of the entire class. What happened to that 3%? 3% people who had both written plans, concrete plans, and they had uh, they had mentioned it somewhere. They had framed it, their goals. They knew exactly what they have to achieve. So proper goal setting. Somebody must have taught them. So those people were earning 10 times more than the average salary of 97% of class. 10 times more. And guys, this study is not restricted to just Harvard. You check anybody who is 40 plus or 50s in his 50s, or anybody who is 5 years in their career. Just go through it. Just see about your schools and all. It's the same everywhere. So it's something amazing. That is the power of this goal. Goal is properly set, written, with concrete plan that has the effect on your career. So it's a very classical example. It's available all over Google. You can just research it. There are a lot of controversies around it, but so the basic message, what I want to give you from this study, just try to understand. That is the impact a written goal has on your life. Similarly, there was another example. Yeah. So there was another example about Jim Carrey, right? So Jim Carrey, you must be knowing this guy. This guy is a Hollywood actor. He had acted in a movie called Mask, and he's a famous comic actor in Hollywood. So while his struggling days, what happened during this, Mr. Celso? Can you please unmute and just tell me what mode you are seeing this presentation? Is it
Yeah.
presenter mode, or what needs to be done? I mean, so I had come here to make something big in Hollywood, but yet I'm not able to achieve it, and I'm not feeling motivated enough to achieve that goal. What he did, he just drove to Mulholland Drive and just stood before Hollywood. Just drove, just took out a check from his checkbook from his pocket, wrote a check to himself, 25 million to Jim Carrey for his services in acting. Just wrote it and just framed it and stuck it in his bathroom, just over his mirror. Whenever morning he used to go to the bathroom for brushing his teeth, used to see that check, and that set his goal. And after the mask was super hit, and then after that movie, next 3 years, just 3 or 4 years, he signed another movie at the same fee, 25 million. So this is a classical story he shares at all the forums. Jim Carrey keeps on sharing that this is the impact the written goal had on my life. He has written this goal, pasted it in his bathroom and was seen daily, and that was motivating him. And this is the impact written goal has on your psychological mind, that it keeps on motivating you, and you don't know when it gets accomplished, as I showed you in this Harvard example, right? So how to set a goal? I mean, what are the parameters of goal? Everybody talks about smart goal. So, smart goal, you have to understand the topic today is smart goal. Uh, as the word says, smart. So, meaning smart goal is, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be relevant or realistic, it should be time bound. So, the mistake when we commit while setting a smart goal, the very common mistake what we do, we go over jealous in excitement, and we say I'll do this, I'll do that, I can be. So sometimes we're not able to set the goals rightly. So I'll give you an example. Suppose very small goal. Let us take a very small goal of buying a car. So if you say I have a very small goal of buying a car, and let's take it by one by specific. So it should not be that I want to buy a car. So car can be Maruti 800 to BMW or Audi. It can be anything. So don't just make it a goal that I want to buy a car. It should be specific. Which car? What car? It should not be ambiguous that I want to buy a car. It can be nano to anything. So you have to be careful about it. I want to buy a Honda City. I want to buy a Maruti 800. I want to buy a Baleno. It should be specific, right? Clear. This is the car I want. This car, this color, and this brand. You set it very clearly. It should be not ambiguous. So suppose I want to set a goal. I want to buy a car. I want to buy a Honda City. So what's the price? It's 15 lakhs. Set, right? So when I say I set a goal, be it anything. Let me take a very small thing. If somebody says I want to be a very good cook, don't just say that I want to be a very good cook. Set very specific. I want to be a very good cook. I want to cook this. I want to be able to cook this. I want to able to cook something in 30-40 minutes. So that should be very, it should be very specific. A good cook can be anything. I mean, it can be a simple housewife to five-star chef. So it's ambiguous, right? Wide range. You have to see what category, what level of you want to be. So anything. If you want to be a, if you want to say, I want to lose weight. So lose weight, how much? 1 kg, 2 kg, 3. Lose weight. It should be specific. How much weight you want to lose? You want to be totally skinny. You want to be fit. You want to be just enough so that you are in a good position to eat something. So that should be very specific. Then so smart, S stands for specific. Next thing is measurable. So this is very important, guys. This we tend to miss a lot of times. It should be measurable. Like how much? So suppose I want to I set a goal of buying a car. Okay. So I set a goal of buying a car. Now, suppose I set a goal of buying a car of Honda City. The price is 15 lakhs. So I have to be calculating about the fact that how much down payment I need to make it. So I need to make a down payment of suppose 5 lakhs. So my goal is first accumulate 5 lakhs. How much? Then how many times, how many installments and all those things has to be set. So I have to take a loan of 5 years. This would be my down payment. This would be my EMIs, and all those things have to be set, right? It should be measurable, and then it should be measurable in the sense that okay, I have accomplished the goal. How you can measure it that you have accomplished the goal is with the fact that you are able to accumulate 5 lakh, you are able to take the loan of 10 lakh, you are able to process the loan, and you are able to start your EMIs. Or in case you want to buy a car with a down payment of 15 lakhs, it should be measurable that in this time, so I am able to accumulate 15 lakhs and I am able to buy a car. It should not be just okay, I want to buy a car. Dekhte hain kab hota hai. So that will be like will not to take you anywhere. So first is it should be specific. Second, it should be a smart goal I'm talking about. Second, it should be measurable. Third is it should be achievable. So I mean, we all say that nothing is impossible. We do accept it, but be a bit see your pocket, see your capacity, see your where you're standing, and so achievable has to be a very important factor. I want to buy a plot on moon, right? So uh, it can be done. It can be. Sushant Singh Rajput did it, so it can be done. But be a realistic. I mean, it should be achievable within the time frame. So that you have to be uh, capable about, cognizant about it. That it should be achievable, and then so it should be achievable that you can take some planned steps. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. So if I say, if I ask somebody, what's your goal, he says, I want to buy a big bungalow on the banks of just on the shore of Goa, right? So it is achievable, you can do something, but what are your plans, how are you going to make it, where are you currently, is it within your scope? So can you measure it? So just don't set ambiguous goals and all. So that has to be very let's say specific about the fact that it should be achievable. So smart, S, specific and measurable. Third is achievable. Fourth, it should be realistic. It should be realistic. It should be within your reach. Right? So I'm an engineer, and suddenly I set a goal of that I want to. So I have spent. So I'm a financial expert. My background is I'm a software engineer. Then I'm a financial expert. So I've been into financial industry. Now suddenly I say, okay, next 5 years, let me be a best doctor, best person in medical field. So it's not like within my reach. Okay, 5 years, it would be too harsh on myself. So okay, if I want to give some time to my, suppose I decide to be a doctor, I should give 20 years, 30 years. So there are people who have spent entire life in medical practices, yet are not so good doctors. So I'll have to be realistic about it. That what time bound I'm setting myself. So you have to be cognizant of the fact that is it possible to take planned steps? Is it possible that I leave my earnings, I leave my job and start medical practice? Who will take care of my bills? Who will take care of my kids and other things? That has to be thought through, right? And again, it should be relevant to my life purpose. So my life purpose is something this I want to be. So there are a lot of people you'll find who are engineers, who are doctors, but the purpose of life is entirely different. They want to be lawyer. So they left everything and they went to a goal which is in tandem with their life purpose. That has to be aligned. So a lot of times what happens in your age, in 21, 20 years, 2 years of age, it's very difficult for us to ascertain what is the purpose of our life. I mean, so lot of times we do it, but a lot of times we get swayed by things that okay, this is my first love. My first love is engineering, whereas I love photography, I love cooking. So by the time I spent 10 years in my engineering career, then I realized that okay, my true love is cooking. Then I start to then I leave engineering and go towards cooking. So that these things have to be seen to it. That what you want in your life is your goals aligned with your life purpose. So again, when you take an example of a car, you should be don't make some fancies like you are 21 years old and you are buying a SUV, big SUV. Is it fulfilling your purpose, your family purpose? I mean, why you are buying the car? Is it fulfilling that? You have to be very conscious about the fact that this should be aligned to your purpose. Why you are buying a car, right? Is it for your own consumption? Is it for your family? Is it for going to office? Like in Mumbai, we don't need cars. It's a lot of cabs and local trains and metros and all. So in small city, in small town, car is necessary. You don't get a lot of autos. So what is the purpose? Why you are buying it? That has to be set. Right? So it should be realistic. Then the last and most important, it should be time bound. So guys, understand, goal. There's a very thin line between a goal and a dream, and we all confuse it. We all think, okay, fine, this is my dream, so this is my goal, and you have got a lot of proverbs about it. That goal is something that you see when your eyes are open. Dream is something you see when your eyes are closed. But there's a very thin line between goal and a dream. Goal is also a dream, but a goal is a dream with a deadline. A dream with a deadline mounts to goal. So goal has to have a deadline. Otherwise it is immaterial whatever goal you set. For example, again, taking example of a car. So if I set a goal that I want to buy a Rolls Royce or Mercedes. So suppose I set a at the age of 40, I set a goal that I want to buy a Mercedes. and I work, I do some meticulous planning and everything, I do savings and everything, and I am able to purchase a car, a Mercedes. So when I'm sitting on my driver's seat, I receive a call. I receive a call from my granddaughter, and she says, Dadaji, happy birthday, your 100th birthday. And then I realize it's my 100th birthday. So I set a goal, I saved to it, I bought a car, bought a Mercedes, but what's the use? I'm sitting on the driver's seat, but I'm of the age 100. I'm not able to relish that goal. So it should be a time bound. So by when, that is very important, and that is the major reason a lot of goals remain accomplished, right? So that time bound, you should have a starting date, you should have an end date for any goal. So it should not sound like I want to buy a Honda City worth 15 lakhs. It should not be like this. I want to buy a Honda City in the month of December 2021, or on 15 December 2021, on my wife's birthday, I want to buy a Honda City. It should be like that. I have to start it from the month of July, right? Savings and whatever you want to do. So this should be very, I want to lose 10 weight, 10 kgs. It will not work. You have to mention it. I have to lose 10 kgs by August, by September, December. That's the way goal has to be set. And understand, friends, this also, when you set a deadline for a goal, this creates a pressure within you. You don't have a deadline, there's no pressure, and chances are very high that goals would not be accomplished. So you have to set pressure, and you have to divide your timeline, right? That will be covering in next session. You have to divide your timeline of the goal, and keep reassessing the goal. So that will create a pressure, that will keep you on the track. So the last part, the timeline, is very, very important. So goal is a dream with a deadline. So again, coming back to this, proactive, you have to be proactive. Understand, it's in your hands. Circle of influence, focus there. Don't focus on circle of concern. External factors don't matter. They will be there, and you can't do anything about it. You can just lament and think about it. You have to focus on internal factors, and then set your purpose, set your goal. And guys, if you have your purpose, if you have your goal set, everything changes. Your body language changes, your uh, your uh, mm, your approach to life, everything changes, and you will be, your people around you will tell you that you have set goal, you have a purpose, and just setting a goal won't work. You have to align your goal with a purpose, some purpose. And if the purpose is strong, if the purpose is strong, goal aligns to it, and everything changes. I'll show you a simple video from a movie Lux. Just listen, just see it, guys, and see the classic difference between the body language of the actor.
और सुना बेटा, तुम्हारा क्या इरादा है, क्या करने वाले हो?
अभी तो मैं घर जा रहा हूँ, और शाम को परवेश और अशोक के साथ मैं सोचा था।
तुम्हारा आज का प्रोग्राम नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ, मैं जिंदगी की बात कर रहा हूँ।
जिंदगी? You mean life? You're right, अंकल। इसके बारे में सोचना तो चाहिए।
देखो, दुनिया में काम कोई भी करो, अच्छी तरह करना जरूरी है। तुम साइंटिस्ट बनो मगर अच्छे साइंटिस्ट नहीं बनो, क्या फायदा? घास काटने वाला बनो मगर अच्छा घास काटो तो कोई मतलब है कि नहीं?
सही कहा। तो अंकल मैं चलूं?
अरे रोमी तो आ जाए।
नो प्रॉब्लम, मैं फोन करूंगा उसे।
पापा, करण गया?
हाँ बेटा, उसे जाना था। ये लड़का बहुत कंफ्यूज्ड है।
करण का यही एक प्रॉब्लम है पापा, उसे पता नहीं है उसे क्या करना है। उसकी लाइफ में वो क्या कहते हैं, वो नहीं है
लक्ष्य।
लक्ष्य, दैट्स द वर्ड। लक्ष्य नहीं है। लेकिन पापा, जिस दिन उसने फैसला कर लिया उसे क्या करना है, फिर देखिएगा वो कहां से कहां
Now
पहुंचता
just
है.
see that language of the actor, Hrithik Roshan. He had no goals in his life. So the way he was behaving, see his body language, see his behavior, casual to life and everything. Now just see when he had some goal in his life, just see his body language.
तुम ठीक हो?
रोमी, तुम हमेशा कहती थी ना कि मेरी जिंदगी में कोई लक्ष्य नहीं, याद है? अब है. वो है मेरा लक्ष्य.
करण,
Discussing about when you have goal, when you have some luck in your life, everything changes. Everything about it changes. Everything around you changes, and it's a कहते हैं ना कि पूरी कायनात जुट जाती है आपको वो तरफ ले जाने के लिए, and that is possible only if you have some set goals, which is smart goal, achievable, specific, measurable, realistic, achievable, and time bound. So just set this goal, and you will find the magic happening around you. Everything will fall in place. And the purpose has to be strong. If the purpose is strong, the goal would be definitely aligned to it, and you'll see the magic. Everybody will start working towards, like you'll find that everybody is conspiring to help you achieve that goal, and that beauty of life, beauty of goals. Friends, these people real life. So it's very easy, beautifully said that learn from experience of others who have this path. So you talk to anybody would say the same thing. That if suppose if somebody gives me, it takes me back 20 years in my life and asks me what would you do, I would again say I would set my goals. I would in a smart goal. I would align that to the purpose in my life, and I'll see to it how I achieve this goal. That is one thing I want to add. Again, coming so I will be winding up by this last thing which I said in the beginning. That everything is simple. Nothing is complex. We make it complex in our mind. So don't make it complex. It is simple. It is achievable, and all boils down to something what you do. It is not external. It is what you do. External factors will support you, but everything boils down to your internal factors, how you approach life, how you disciplined you are, how goals you have set, what is your purpose, which direction you are heading, right? How much books you are reading, how much knowledge you are gaining. All these things actually help you towards your goal. So I would like to, Mr. Celso, I would like to end here.
Yes.
And so, friends, thank you and stay healthy. If you have some suggestions, questions, discussion, you can add.
Yes, thank you very much, Navendu. It was really, really a great session. In fact, from my side, even I had some few learnings from it. The main learning which I saw is that pyramid which you had drawn, wherein only 3% of the population or 3% of the respondents write down their goals. And basically what I've noticed, yes, if you write down your goals, only then you will achieve it. So writing down is very, very specific. It have to be having a smart goal set. And of course, today that movie like again on Lakshya reminded me exactly, yes, when you have no goal, you have no purpose. And when you have no purpose, you will not be able to achieve anything in life. So once you set your goals, it's like basically you're focused on achieving it. And yes, like how you said it at the end, automatically everyone will start helping you in achieving those goals. It happens on its own. So setting smart goals is really important. And I must say a very big thank you to Navendu for explaining it in very, very simple language. We could actually understand it. So if in case you have any questions, you can still put it on the chat box. We give another 1 minute for any questions. We are only getting appreciations now. If any doubts, any questions regarding setting of goals, because as for me, I find if you want to be successful, the first thing that you need to have in life is definitely a goal. If you have no goal in life, it is like basically boarding a plane without destination or going sitting on a
Playing
train
football
without
without
knowing.
goalpost.
Yeah, like how we say the
Playing
football.
football,
That is true, because playing football
football
without a
without the goalpost.
goalpost. In fact,
Yeah.
tomorrow, actually, after just another 2 days, the after tomorrow, I'm doing a presentation on the 3 wickets of success. And in that wickets of success, it's basically you have to make those wickets stand. So that presentation is going to be another 2 days, but that is for the IFA community all over India, because we have more than 2,000 registrations for the MFRT conference. So that will be happening now on Friday, and we will post a recording of it on our YouTube channel, because that also will be quite encouraging. So I wish you all a great evening, and see that all of you all attend the next session, which is going to be on next Thursday, and that is going to be on time management. Time management is going to be one differentiating factor between the successful and the non-successful people, because we always say that yes, busy people are actually the lazy people. So now how we will manage time, we will take up in the next session. So I wish all of you all join in. We will be uploading this the video recording on the YouTube channel. There was a slight issue as far as the connectivity is concerned. So that was getting connected, disconnected on the YouTube. But luckily on Zoom, we have got the entire recording done. So we will be uploading the session on the YouTube channel very soon. So if in case you have missed any part of it, you can still watch it. And please do subscribe to our channel, because the moment we start getting increasing the subscribers, automatically we'll start getting more comments, and we would like to have share your comments on the YouTube channel. So thank you once again. Thank you, Navendu, for the wonderful session, and hope to see you on next Wednesday. Yeah, thank you, and have a good
Thank
evening.
you, sir.
Stay safe, stay
Thank you,
peaceful.
sir.
Yeah, thank you.